Hello everyone, and welcome to another guided meditation practice. Here at Evo Faith, we believe that intentional spiritual practice empowers us to master the only world we can, the one within us. Mastering our inner world is one of the most powerful and profound skills we can ever learn, because when our inner world changes, everything changes in our outer world, even if nothing changes. This is the third week of Advent, and so we're exploring the third essential quality that helps us to show up fully, authentically, and courageously in our lives and relationships. And so in this third meditation of our Calm in a Crazy World series, we focus on mastering joy. As you prepare yourself for the meditation ahead, again, I invite you to put on your favorite Advent or Christmas music and let it fill your space as you do the following readying practices. And if you haven't already lit the first 2 Advent candles, then I invite you to do it now. And once you've done that, still yourself, breathe deeply and slowly, and get grounded for a moment. And when you're ready, light the third candle, the candle of joy. And now spend a few moments gazing at the flame of joy as you consider this focus question. What does joy look like for you? And now as a prayer, I offer you these words from Shauna Nyquist. You may want to repeat them a few times and allow their message to sink into your soul. I want my every day to make God belly laugh, glad that He gave life to someone who loves the gift. I want my every day to make God belly laugh, glad that He gave life to someone who loves the gift. I want my every day to make God belly laugh, glad that He gave life to someone who loves the gift. And now, before we move into the meditative part of today's practice, I invite you again to spend some time engaging with the whole idea of learning to master joy. And so I encourage you to pause this video, switch off your music now, and click through to Wednesday's podcast. It'll help you to focus your mind, your heart, and your soul around the challenges of joy and emptiness. And it'll also offer you some thoughts on what I do to inspire joy in my own life. And again, I'll be here when you get back. Welcome back. I hope you found that reflection on joy energizing and inspiring. Now, in the light of those thoughts, I want to invite you to engage more deeply with joy for yourself. And again, the questions and exercises that we'll be using are designed to help you connect with your deepest thoughts, feelings, and experiences of joy. And they will help you to develop some intentional practices that strengthen your capacity for joy, even in turbulent times. And so we begin again with the stories you tell. And this time again, it's about joy and emptiness. And when you think of joy, what stories come to mind? Are they your own stories, or are they those of someone else? Do they bring laughter within you, or do they leave you feeling empty? What makes these stories so representative of joy for you? How do these stories capture your heart and shape how you feel about joy? And now, in a similar way, reflect on emptiness or grief What stories do you tell yourself about these things? How do they impact your life, and what makes these stories representative of emptiness for you? And you can use this reflective time to journal your stories now, or to write your own short story of joy and or emptiness and grief in your journal, and use it to reflect more deeply on joy through the week. And so I'll give you some time now to go into that reflective space so you can do this work around your joy stories. And now, look a little more carefully at your stories of both joy and emptiness. What words come up often in your stories? What is your joy vocabulary? Those words will reveal it to you. The words and phrases that you use most often when speaking about joy or emptiness. Where do these words come from? Are they your own, or have you learned them from someone else? Are they the words you would want to be speaking about joy in your life? What other words might you want to use instead? How do these words impact how you think about joy and emptiness? Does your joy vocabulary strengthen your capacity for joy, or does it undermine it? And once again, if you journaled your stories about joy, you could go back and underline the key words or any phrases that come up often. Or alternatively, you can just write a list of the words and phrases that you use most around joy. And again, you can go back to your journal and do more with this work through the week. But for now, I invite you into that reflective space again, and I'll give you some time to reflect on your joy vocabulary. And now let's take some time to reflect on symbols of joy. What symbol, image, or metaphor best represents joy for you? And what would symbolize emptiness? Once again, do you have any symbols in your home or that you wear or carry with you on your person that relate to your experience and perspective of joy? And if so, do these symbols strengthen your capacity for joy or undermine it? What symbols of joy would you like to keep with you as a reminder to nurture joy when you go through difficult or grieving times? If you like, you could take some time now to search for images and symbols of joy, if that would be helpful for you. And again, you could look through a magazine or search online, and just be careful again not to get distracted. You could print out some images and symbols and paste them into your journal or download them to your phone, or make a physical three-dimensional version of your favorite joy symbol and keep it in a prominent space in your home. Of course, you can focus on doing that reflective work later if you prefer, that practical work of finding the symbols, and then just focus on doing the meditative work now. But either way, I invite you back into the reflective space to work with your joy symbols. And now finally, what rituals do you associate with joy, or do you have around your experience of joy? Are there certain things that you like to do whenever you feel the need to nurture joy within you? Are there certain habits that you've developed around joy in your life? And how are these rituals and habits impacting your ability to nurture joy when you face difficult times or challenges? Consider how you can be more intentional in nurturing joy as a spiritual practice. What rituals could you adopt or create for yourself that can train you to be more intentionally and automatically joyful? What benefit might you gain from nurturing a more joyful way of being? Spend a few moments considering a simple ritual of joy that you can create for yourself as a way to strengthen your capacity for joy. And so once again, let's go back into that reflective space, and I'll allow you some time to think about your joy rituals and habits. And now, as we prepare to end this practice and return back to our lives, I encourage you to create a mental touchstone of joy for yourself that you can use through this week. And again, it can be a breath prayer or an affirmation or a mantra, just something that you can say in a single breath and remember easily. Keep it with you in your mind or on your phone or somewhere that's easily accessible when you need it. And wherever you feel the need to connect with joy intentionally or to strengthen your experience of joy in a particular situation, repeat that mental touchstone, that mantra, either silently or out loud, as many times as you may need. Just by doing this, you will reorient your heart, mind, and body toward joy more consistently. And so that's our meditation for this week. Thank you for sharing in this practice, and stay connected to the sacred.